Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I'm an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The next 2 weeks on the Bold and the Beautiful, spanning July 6th through July 17th, promise an emotional storm unlike anything the characters have faced in recent memory. Long-buried fears will rise back to the surface, relationships will be pushed to their breaking points, and devastating revelations will leave several families questioning everything they thought they knew. Love and loyalty will collide with heartbreak and betrayal, as every decision carries painful consequences. Across Los Angeles, familiar faces will find themselves trapped between hope and despair, while others will discover that protecting the people they love often comes at a heartbreaking cost. As one crisis unfolds after another, the emotional weight of every moment will grow heavier, setting the stage for 2 unforgettable weeks filled with shocking confrontations, painful choices, and deeply personal struggles. The drama begins with a terrifying moment that leaves Liam Spencer completely shaken. As he walks into the Logan showroom, expecting nothing more than an ordinary visit, he is suddenly confronted with a scene that freezes him in place. There, lying unconscious on the runway, is Hope Logan Spencer. The sight sends a wave of panic rushing through Liam as every frightening possibility flashes through his mind. Moments earlier, Hope had endured an emotionally devastating confrontation with Brooke Logan Forrester, a clash so overwhelming that the emotional pressure finally became too much for her to bear. After suffering what appears to have been a severe panic attack, Hope collapsed without warning, leaving everyone around her stunned. Watching the woman he still deeply cares about lying helpless before him awakens every protective instinct inside Liam, and concern quickly turns into fear as he realizes just how fragile Hope has become. The shocking discovery marks the beginning of an emotionally charged chapter that neither of them could have anticipated. While Hope's frightening collapse sends shockwaves through one corner of the family, another emotional battle is already unfolding at the beach house. R.J. Forrester arrives just as Will Spencer attempts one final, heartfelt effort to convince Electra Forrester not to walk away from their relationship. Will desperately wants Electra to stay and believe that their love is worth fighting for, despite the growing pressure surrounding them. However, RJ has no intention of allowing that conversation to continue. Determined to shield Electra from even more emotional turmoil, he immediately shuts down Will's attempt to change her mind. Without giving the situation room to escalate further, RJ leads Electra away from the chaos, placing himself firmly at her side. His actions reveal not only his fierce loyalty, but also his growing determination to protect her from the painful conflict that continues to consume everyone connected to the Spencer family. As emotions continue to intensify, Ridge Forrester decides that simply watching events unfold is no longer enough. Believing decisive action is necessary, he corners Electra with an ultimatum that leaves her facing one of the hardest choices of her life. Ridge makes it clear that he has completely lost faith in the Spencer family and wants Electra to distance herself from Will permanently. In Ridge's eyes, maintaining any connection with the Spencers only invites more heartbreak and uncertainty into her future. He presses his argument relentlessly, insisting that if Electra truly wants to reclaim her jewelry line and move forward with her career, she must sever every remaining tie to Will. The pressure he places upon her is immense, forcing Electra to weigh her feelings against the expectations of her own family. The emotional burden becomes almost unbearable as she struggles to determine whether following her heart is worth risking everything else she has worked so hard to build. Ridge's determination does not end with Electra. Fueled by conviction and mounting frustration, he eventually heads to Logan, where Bill Spencer is waiting. Neither man is willing to back down, and the atmosphere quickly becomes charged with hostility before either of them even says a word. Years of rivalry, mistrust, and unresolved resentment simmer beneath the surface as they come face to face once again. Their meeting soon erupts into a fierce confrontation, with both powerful men standing firmly behind the people they believe they are protecting. Every exchange carries the weight of old wounds and fresh accusations, making it clear that neither side intends to surrender. What begins as a discussion rapidly transforms into another explosive chapter in the never-ending battle between two families whose conflicts continue to leave lasting scars on everyone around them. Elsewhere, another complicated family struggle takes center stage as Sheila Carter refuses to abandon the future she desperately wants. Determined to reconnect with the family that has repeatedly shut her out, Sheila confronts Taylor Hayes with a direct and emotionally charged question. She wants to know whether Taylor has finally convinced Steffi Forrester Finnegan to allow 2 days of family visitation each month. Sheila clings tightly to the hope that regular visits with John Finnegan and young Hayes Finnegan might finally give her the opportunity to prove she deserves another chance. Taylor, however, quickly crushes those expectations, making it abundantly clear that such an arrangement is not going to happen. Yet, rejection has never been enough to stop Sheila before, and it certainly is not enough now. Rather than accepting defeat, she becomes even more determined to fight for the connection she believes is rightfully hers, regardless of how fiercely everyone else opposes her. At the same time, Sheila's personal life reaches another painful turning point. The marriage she once believed could give her stability finally comes to an end, as she and Deacon Sharp officially decide to go their separate ways. Signing divorce papers represents far more than the legal end of a relationship. It symbolizes the collapse of another dream Sheila had hoped would finally bring lasting happiness into her life. Instead of allowing herself to become consumed by heartbreak, however, she redirects every ounce of her determination toward rebuilding her relationship with Finn and Hayes. With nothing left tying her to her former marriage, Sheila decides to pursue her family mission entirely on her own. The emotional loss only strengthens her resolve, convincing her that reconnecting with her son and grandson is now more important than ever before. That determination soon leads Sheila directly to Finn himself. Unwilling to rely on anyone else to speak for her, she becomes the unexpected visitor who arrives to confront Finn personally. Her appearance immediately places him in yet another impossible position, forcing him to balance compassion, family loyalty, and the promise he has made to protect those closest to him. Sheila passionately pleads for the opportunity to become part of his family's life, refusing to believe that redemption should remain forever beyond her reach. But her request is guaranteed to ignite another explosive conflict, because Steffi has absolutely no intention of welcoming Sheila back into their lives. Every moment of Sheila's renewed campaign threatens to reopen old wounds that never truly healed, creating fresh tension inside a family already struggling to hold itself together. Watching these developments unfold fills Taylor Hayes with growing unease. Although she has witnessed moments when Sheila appeared calmer and more restrained, Taylor cannot ignore the unsettling feeling building inside her. Every new confrontation forces her to question whether Sheila's transformation was ever genuine or merely temporary. The possibility that the dangerous, unpredictable version of Sheila could resurface becomes harder to dismiss with every passing day. Taylor begins to fear that history may once again repeat itself, bringing devastating consequences for everyone Sheila claims to love. Her growing anxiety casts a dark shadow over every interaction, leaving her constantly preparing for the possibility that another emotional explosion could be just around the corner. As the story moves into the week of July 13th through July 17th, new emotional dynamics begin to emerge amid the ongoing turmoil. Melissa Dillon becomes an important source of comfort for Will during one of the most painful periods of his life. After everything he has endured, Will finds unexpected understanding and emotional support in her presence, allowing the two of them to gradually reconnect. Their growing closeness offers a rare glimpse of warmth and hope in a storyline otherwise dominated by heartbreak and conflict. Even as Will struggles with the loss of Elektra and the pressure surrounding his family, Melissa's compassion gives him reason to believe that healing may still be possible. The quiet bond developing between them creates a welcome emotional contrast to the chaos unfolding everywhere else. Meanwhile, RJ refuses to loosen his protective grip on Elektra. Remaining by her side almost constantly, he continues encouraging her to leave Will firmly in the past and focus instead on building a future free from Spencer family complications. Every conversation becomes another attempt to reassure her that walking away is the safest choice, even if it remains the most painful one emotionally. Elektra finds herself caught between lingering feelings for Will and the relentless influence of those determined to convince her that love alone is not enough. The emotional tug-of-war leaves her increasingly conflicted as she struggles to separate her own heart from the expectations surrounding her. With every passing day, the distance between her and Will appears to grow larger, making reconciliation feel more uncertain than ever. Finn, meanwhile, reaches an important decision that reflects where his heart truly lies. He promises that Steffi and their family will always remain his highest priority, reassuring her that protecting the people they love comes before everything else. Yet even those heartfelt words fail to erase Steffi's growing fears. Sheila's relentless determination continues placing enormous pressure on their family, and Steffi cannot shake the feeling that greater chaos may still be waiting around the corner. Every unexpected visit, every emotional plea, and every renewed attempt by Sheila to force herself back into their lives leaves Steffi wondering how long their fragile sense of peace can survive. Although Finn remains committed to standing beside his wife, the threat posed by Sheila's persistence hangs heavily over their future, ensuring that true security remains frustratingly out of reach. Elsewhere, another couple faces an entirely different kind of heartbreak. Carter Walton and Daphne Rose Walton find themselves blindsided by devastating news that threatens to alter the course of their future together. After hoping to build a family naturally, they are forced to confront the painful reality that conceiving a child may not be possible without medical intervention. The crushing revelation leaves both of them emotionally shattered as they struggle to process dreams that suddenly seem farther away than ever before. Their sorrow is not simply about receiving difficult medical news. It is about mourning the future they had imagined together and questioning what comes next. In the quiet aftermath of that heartbreaking discovery, Carter and Daphne must lean on one another more than ever, searching for strength in the middle of overwhelming disappointment, while wondering whether their love can withstand yet another life-changing challenge. As these powerful storylines continue to unfold, the next 2 weeks promise to leave an unforgettable emotional impact on everyone involved. Families will be tested by impossible choices, relationships will be reshaped by painful truths, and old enemies will once again threaten the fragile peace others have fought so hard to protect. Moments of hope will shine through the darkness, but they will arrive only after tremendous sacrifice and emotional struggle. Every character will be forced to confront fears, regrets, and deeply personal challenges that cannot be ignored any longer. By the time these dramatic weeks come to an end, lives will have changed, bonds will have been tested, and the emotional consequences of every decision will continue echoing far beyond July 17th, setting the stage for even more unforgettable drama still to come.